Our next speaker,
And the evaluators can read the criteria first.
her evaluator is going to read the evaluation first, and the evaluator is Lynette Frumak. Lynette, please.
The purpose of an icebreaker, and both Marie and Nadiia are delivering icebreakers this evening, is for the speaker to become comfortable with what they know and what they don't know, and to find out, to test the water. That's where the icebreaker comes. To see how comfortable they are or are not when speaking to an audience, and to introduce themselves to us. Madam Toastmaster.
Our next speaker, Nadiia. I'll call you. Yes, yes, yeah. Our next speaker is Nadiia. Her title, Permission to Make Mistakes. Please help me to welcome Nadiia. Permission to Make Mistakes. Nadiia. Yay!
Disclaimer. Grammar is good, and I authentically and wholeheartedly respect it. So, after the last meeting here, I was talking to Marie about her experience as a grammarian, and I remember thinking, I could never do that. Because I make mistakes in English all the time. And then it hit me, making mistakes is actually something I should talk about, because it describes a lot about me, and it's a big part of my life. A fear of making mistakes has stopped me from so many opportunities, and at the same time I clearly see that when I allowed myself to make mistakes, I actually moved forward. For me, making mistakes is well connected with English. You see, my English is mostly self-taught. At school I studied French for reasons I don't understand why. And please don't ask me anything in French. Unless it's about pain au chocolat, croissant, café au lait. English came into my life much later after school, in my 20s. At that point I realized something very simple. Without English, my world would stay very small. No travel, limited work opportunities, even watching series, which I really, really like. I had to wait for translations, and sometimes lose half of the meaning along the way. So I started learning English. I had this green grammar book. Every person from Eastern Europe will know which book I'm talking about. It's very boring. I watched endless YouTube videos about tenses and articles. I found a tutor at $5 an hour. Every second Tuesday, I went to her apartment and studied English. To be honest, I'm still not completely sure about her level of English. At some point, she told me that the word couch doesn't exist, only sofa. But still, she helped me, and she was repeating that making mistakes is good for my progress. With her blessing, I went out there and I made mistakes. At that time, I made a lot of mistakes. Wrong tenses, wrong endings, plural instead of singular. When I think about people I spoke English with back then, I actually feel a bit sorry about them. How they understood me, I don't know. One of them was my husband. When I met him, my English was a very best intermediate. Maybe that's the secret. Now I am realizing that my attitude was, if I wait until my English is perfect, I will postpone everything I want this language for. And I even don't know for how long. And somehow, through all those mistakes, it all worked out for me. I got opportunities, I built relationships, I built my life. And you know what? Looking back, no one expected me to speak perfectly. They just expected me to speak. They just wanted to hear what I had to say. I'm really glad I allowed myself to do those mistakes, to make these mistakes. But the uncomfortable truth for me is that although I allowed myself to make mistakes when I came to English, I never really allowed myself to do that anywhere else in my life. I constantly hesitate. I constantly second-guess myself at everything. Either I'm writing a post on LinkedIn, either I want to share an opinion, either I'm working on something new. The first thing I think about is, what if it's wrong? What if everyone laughs at me? What if I make mistakes? By the way, that's also one of the reasons why I joined Toastmasters, to put myself in situations like this, where I speak anyway, where I don't wait to be perfect, where I allow myself to show up and do it. So today, since I'm here, I want to do something for myself again. I want to publicly give myself permission to make mistakes in speeches, in daily conversations, in new things I'm trying, in my work tasks, in my psychology studies, in my hobbies. And if today I make mistakes while speaking, which I definitely made, I'm actually happy about that because I will get feedback, I will learn something new, and that will push me forward. And I'd like to invite you to do that with me. I'll give you a small voucher. A voucher for making mistakes. You can use it however you want. It never expires. It has
Can I have two?
a limited and you can use it however you want. You can punch a hole in it. You can put a cross, like a cross on it. Whenever you
got
fear
to
make mistakes. Hey!
I can do mistakes more.
And thank you. Remember, it's not for tracking your mistakes. It's to remind yourself that every time you allowed yourself to make a mistake, you gave yourself a chance to move forward. As I move forward with my English, Madam Toastmasters.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Nadiia and Marie, for taking the courage of standing here